Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. If you're enjoying the daily crypto content, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and also comment yes down below if you're still holding cryptocurrency, and comment no if you're not. Guys, before we get into today's episode, make sure you give my second channel a follow. It is called Dusty Finance, and on here I'll be posting a lot of traditional financial news. Another video is going to be posted on here in like an hour or so, so make sure you go ahead and check it out. It's really going to be worth it. So, Bitcoin remains at risk of a big crash. Just notice this, it's an article from Jeffy Kahn, so you know it is about to be interesting and heavy. And yes, if we check through, Bitcoin continues to trade north of 6.5k. Yes, we have seen that. We're at 6,750 right now. And there is still a large number of retail bulls counting on a bullish breakout, thinking BTC to USD might capitalize on the uncertainty in the financial markets. And the one thing I explained to you guys in the previous video of today was that there's a couple of scenarios that really could make Bitcoin slash crypto surge just now and really reap some great benefits. But more on that will be on my Dusty Finance video later today, or like in an hour or so make sure you check that out. They also base their thinking on how quantitative easing might affect the US dollar and therefore Bitcoin, our topic of yesterday. In my opinion, these past few weeks should make it absolutely clear to everyone that Bitcoin is not a standalone, uncorrelated asset. Movements in this market continue to be influenced for the most part by movements in the equities, commodities, and forex markets. So the rest of the article basically suits itself, is that commodities and equities really are what are driving Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin is not a standalone entity, and one of the catalysts we're waiting for a big surge is the inverse correlation, or the, I guess, uncorrelation or very low correlation to stocks slash equities that has to, I guess, follow up here after this whole financial crisis and the quantitative easing by the US Feds. Bitcoin is once again overvalued, and it's a good thing. Completely different side of the spectrum. So here we're kind of stating, all right, we're at the risk of a big crash because the stocks are also, I guess, kind of preparing for another big crash and recession, and it might be around the corner. Here's another piece of the pie, which is saying Bitcoin might even be overvalued. Alex says one of Bitcoin's key metrics suggests that Bitcoin is overvalued, which means that the bottom might be already in. The worst might be over. Bitcoin's intrinsic value. And yes, this kind of states the exact opposite, but we'll see. Bitcoin is no longer trading at a discounted price according to the popular metric that helps to identify whether the top crypto is underpriced or overpriced. Philip says, MVRV Z-score update 1. Interesting to see that after a brief dip below, market value has now spiked back above realized value. This means that on average, the current market value of Bitcoins are now greater than the cost basis paid for them. It could be a sign that BTC has already bottomed out earlier this month and that gains are to come from here. And then also, the worst might be over because of some history to it. As reported, Bitcoin's market value dropped below its realized value earlier this March, hence MVRV Z-score dipped below zero, which appears to be a rare occasion. This was preceded by the collapse of the whole crypto market on March 12th, when Bitcoin nosedived 38% in a single day, the biggest daily drop on record. I actually found that a really fascinating day as well, to be honest. And the good news is that the Z-score also was negative when Bitcoin was bottoming out in January 2015 and December 2018. If history is any guide, the flagship crypto might not revisit its 2020 low again, or we might be going up from here. Unless, of course, the stocks decide to fall down, which is supported by the first article here. Bitcoin's intrinsic value, well, back in January when Bitcoin was trading at above $8,000, JP Morgan calculated that BTC was still trading well above its intrinsic value. It mainly hinges on the coin's hash rate, the metric that measures the processing power of the entire network. With both Bitcoin's difficulty and hash rate taking a massive hit due to the exodus of miners in March, it's safe to assume that Bitcoin's intrinsic value also declined significantly, and thus we might still be trading in the positive from that perspective. How Bitcoin and XRP could thrive if the dollar is tokenized. Well, one fun thing to, I guess, notice for yourself is that there's a lot of benefits for XRP if any token out there or any government or any country starts to use digital currencies. Why? Well, Jack the Rippler, I think, just also posted this. Boom! The People's Bank of China, the country's central bank, is said to have moved one step closer to issuing its national digital currency. XRP will bridge every currency. So basically here, if the People's Bank of China is making their own currency, it's most likely going to be in Chinese yuan, right? Or I guess I need either a Chinese yuan digital or a new coin, maybe China coin or whatever, something like that, which is another, I guess, digital form that might be pegged to the Chinese yuan. Doesn't really matter. But what the issue is going to be is, let's say somebody is in Europe and they want to send money home, but they got euros and they need to switch it over to PBOC coin or Chinese yuan. What are they going to do, right? Because they want to get their coins out there. And one of the ways that can be done is through XRP. And the same kind of goes for every other situation that you can think of. If the dollar is tokenized, you'll still need to transfer your dollar to a different currency, right? And either the dollar needs to come on exchanges like that, and we need to get normal pairs for this tokenized real dollar, right? Or tokenized any other pair. It needs to get on exchanges. If so, then XRP would not be necessary for a couple of things, theoretically speaking. But I guess a lot of countries are not really going to be going too open with it, most likely. At least JP Morgan, that's the example I can give to you guys, is still not on that path. Then XRP is really, really good. And also, another thing to take in mind is that would all take a lot of time, and that would all take a lot of knowledge from people to do themselves. And through Ripple, everything can be done so simply, and that's also why these payment providers and these, I guess, liquidity providers and whatnot, I don't know what exactly we should call them, remittance companies, yeah, why they are also so useful in this all, because it just takes away a lot of the difficult steps for the consumer. Two popular altcoins still recording over 140% gains in 2020 so far. So not every coin is doing bad. Not every coin is doing bad. And here we can see a little bit of an overview of some of the cryptos and some of the cryptos that are doing extremely, extremely good. But point with all of this is that a lot of these coins, right, they're not as useful as the top three coins. For example, Bitcoin SV is still up 82%, Bitcoin Gold 40, Steam 40, Lisk 77, and some others are up very much as well. And a fun fact is that I actually own Lisk. I forgot about it, but when I just checked one of my exchange accounts, there's quite a lot of Lisk on there, and I have no idea what the crypto does anymore. I have not checked out Lisk in like 2.5 years or so, but it's fun to see that I still own it. I remember during the profit trailer time, so back in 2017, we were talking about, trading in the videos, and I used to really trade a lot on stream as well, and just in the videos as I was showing you guys what I was doing. And at one point I just bought Lisk because it was looking juicy, and we were making some profit, but I still had maybe like 10% of my position open for further gains, and it just plummeted like crazy, and I was like, yeah, should I sell? I'm like, nah. I'll just keep it for what if, And then it never sold. And 2.5 years later, still holding strong. So that's pretty fun. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying these videos, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. Don't forget that. It really helps out the channel. And also, guys, check out my second channel called Dusty Finance. Link is in the description below. Crypto Buck just posted on Twitter, BTC Bitcoin, the countdown is officially on. In less than 50 days, the Bitcoin halving is happening. On the 630,000th block, the rewards for the Bitcoin miners powering the network will be cut in half, substantially reducing the inflation rate and ensuring scarcity. Of course, we all know what the halving is doing, but he just gave us a nice little update that the Bitcoin halving is really coming in close right now, guys. Every day it's getting a little step closer, and we're all still wondering what's going to be happening to Bitcoin. Is it going to be, going up like crazy the couple of days or weeks before it? Is it going to do nothing? Is what is going to happen? Is it going to go down all the way? It's such a crazy thing because we have not seen a halving in this type of way and age yet. So it's going to be completely something we cannot expect. We cannot predict. We really don't know how people will react to it. We don't know what the big companies will do. We don't know what the billionaires will do. We don't know what the miners are going to be doing. It's all so crazy. It's all so, I guess, strange to see this all happening live. And here on the channel, we're preparing for it. But you just wait, guys. this halving is going to be here just around the corner. I remember when we were talking about it and I was like, man, the halving, it's like 8 months away, 9 months away. Why are we talking about that? But now it's within 2 months here. Time is moving so fast, guys, and really all this crypto stuff, we're so early. A lot is going to be happening still, and I'm really excited for the future of cryptocurrency. But that was it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Right now, I think, or maybe later a little bit, going to be recording a Dusty Finance video because I have a lot of cool stuff to talk about. So make sure you check out my second channel. Don't forget that. Subscribe to that one as well. And see you guys again in another crypto video.